My name is Billy Cortez. I'm with the Rio Grande Valley Health Information Exchange, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you the RGVHIE EMS app and also the hospital dashboard. So we're going to show you the information that's going to be sent from the field with the paramedic and what the emergency room staff is going to see on their end. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually show you how the EMS app works, and also once the paramedic sends that information over, what it's going to look like on the emergency room staff side of it on their dashboard. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to sign in on the phone here or tablet, whatever device that the paramedic uses. And the first two options they're going to have is going to be to start the call or to log out. Of course, we're going to start the call as we're signing in. And the next screen that pops up is going to be to select a destination hospital. So the destination hospital, of course, is wherever this paramedic is going to take the patient to. So let's say this patient is going to McAllen Medical Center, and the next option is to gather information on the trauma, the type of trauma that the patient is having, and also some demographic information. So right now we're just getting some basic information just to send over that information over to the emergency room staff to prepare for this patient to come in. So for example, the trauma codes here are going to be trauma alert, trauma code, stroke, STEMI, sepsis, cardiac arrest, or just a general call. The only one that has anything extra that pops up or another field that you need to fill out is going to be when you select stroke. So when you select stroke, the emergency room staff wants to know when's this patient's last known well. So here it's going to be either type it in or you can even do voice to text. It's going to be the paramedic's option on when to do this. So let's say you can just put in here, 30 minutes. So the next option is going to be to select a gender, and it's going to be either male or female. If you select female, you're going to have the option to select if the patient is pregnant or not. If the patient is pregnant and you're able to find out how many weeks a patient is pregnant, you'll be able to put it in here. And the reason for that is for the emergency room staff to prepare for this patient that might be pregnant, and they will be able to maybe call labor and delivery over in case that they need to for that patient. So next is going to be an age range. They want to know if it's a child or an elderly that's coming in. That makes a big difference on the patient they're coming in, so they can prepare at the emergency room staff. And you will also have the option to upload photos. So the paramedic can take photos of the mechanism of injury. Let's say if it was a car accident, they could take pictures of the vehicle and how it was hit, how the impact was, or photos of the actual injury on the patient. The next thing you're also going to be able to do is you're going to be able to put in notes, and this is free text. So any other information that the paramedic wants to send over to the emergency room staff that he deems important, he'll be able to put in here. Again, he will also be able to type it in or do voice to text. So what we're going to do here is we're going to send the alert, and when you press send alert, in a matter of seconds on the left hand side, you're going to see the emergency room staff is going to get that notification that there is a message coming in or a patient coming into their hospital. And the reason I put my screen down is if the emergency room staff's not on the actual site, they'll be able to get a message on the right hand side here saying, hey, you have a stroke patient coming in. So the emergency room staff individual will go back to their dashboard here, and they'll be able to see the information that was sent over from the paramedic. So the first screen that the paramedic sent over, you're going to see this on the left hand side. And with this information, this is the minimum information that the emergency room staff needs to prepare for this individual to come in. So you'll see here that the paramedic put in that it's a 39-year-old female. She is pregnant, 20 weeks. The EMS company has sent them the date, the type of code, they're having a stroke, and if there were any notes, you'll be able to see it on here as well. So that's the minimum information that we were trying to send over to them. So the next screen on the paramedics app, they'll be able to put in more information if they can stabilize the patient, or they have more time to put in more information, they'll be able to do that. Or they can actually skip this whole process. But if they do have time and they can put this information in, you'll see here they'll be able to put in more vital statistics, more call notes. They'll be able to identify the patient. They'll be able to put in first, middle, last name, the street address, city, state, zip, date of birth, and also upload more photos. So let's say, for example, that we put in here that they identified the patient, and we're just going to put a test note here. Test note for hospital. And here you're going to press send details. So what happens on this side, on the dashboard for the hospital, if you see here, they'll be able to get that demographic information on here pretty quickly. So the next thing on the EMS app is this will take them over to the sign-off screen. So this is going to stay on until they reach the hospital destination. Once they get there, they're going to go ahead and sign off with the individual at the hospital. Whoever is accepting agent is going to sign there. They're going to type their name in. Same thing for the paramedic. They'll sign off, put in their name, and once they do that, they close the call. So once they close the call, it's just going to tell them that it was submitted. Thank you. You press done, and it's going to take you back to the starting screen where you can start another call to take care of another patient.